Hello, welcome to another video. This one's on 20mm Afghan Terrain. I've got quite a lot of this, going back to probably 2008, 2010. Basic terrains are designed around, I managed to pick up some old TSS 2-foot square polystyrene terrain tiles, just flat glass ones. Basically covered them with paint and play sand to have like a completely rough, arid base. The terrain lays on top of that. Buildings wise, it's a mixture. Some of the Britannia resin compound, a lot of the compounds, probably 3/4 of them I've scratch built, which I'll go into. I'll show you examples of the different pieces later on. And things like irrigation ditches, tree lines, I've just made myself. So what we'll do now is go down to the bench. We'll have a quick initial pass over a table that I've set up, just a generic table, just so you can see what it looks like when it's laid out. And then we'll go down to the bench and have a look at some examples of the original pieces. Okay? Right, a general overview of the table, various terrain pieces and compounds. The compound we're over now is the old Britannia one in 20mm, the resin compound on 2mm MDF. I'll discuss this later. The other compounds are scratch built. Out of interest, I recorded some video of the other pieces. However, I must have accidentally hit slow motion, so it's effectively unusable. So there's only a couple of reviews at the end of this video, but you'll get the general gist of them when you're watching. Right, so this guy is the original Britannia 20mm compound that Dave Howard from Britannia released with when he did the original Afghanistan range. I think that's probably going back to about 2008, something like that, 2010. Resin cast in one piece. I've put it on an MDF base, although you do get a base with it. Really nice, and like all Britannia at the time, it was very, very reasonably priced. I'm assuming you can still get it from Grubby Tanks, who got the Britannia range. Very little done to it. I've done this is an Afghan flag that I knocked up just from foil on a bit of balsa, just to have in the base. The doors I've tarted up. I just put a little bit of a wriggly tin on. I've left them removable so you can take them off and have them open or closed. Basically painted as is. Again, the roofs are with the Britannia ones. They're removable. Lots of little features in the rooms, places to put figures. Really nicely done. As I say again, for the price, it was an absolute no-brainer. Painted, used the same colours as the previous compound, and the normal terrain with a few little sort of, I think the late autumn tufts are added from Silver. But really nice building, lots of options. You can even use this with a lot of the games, you know, if you did Spectre or Skirmish Sangan in 20mm, you could basically do the whole game in this compound. It, really, really useful piece. Okay, this is one of the compounds I've scratch built. It's on a 2mm MDF base. The walls of the compound and the roofs and what have you are 5mm foam board. That's the cardboard with the foam in the middle. I made them quite a long time ago, and it was before I discovered the benefits of craft foam, which was much easier to use and better to use. So that's what this is made of. Obviously, it's 20mm. It's a fairly large compound. This is about one of the largest ones I made. The walls are just covered in polyfiller, which I think in the US is called spackle, put on with a palette knife. the bricks, which I've subsequently realised, although they're mud walls, they're probably not sort of typical for Afghanistan. However, they're done now, and I'm not going to convert them. The roofs are sort of removable, so you can place figures inside. This is just a polystyrene hemisphere that I stuck on, obviously covered with spackle. Balsa wood doors, I've done one here. That's obviously been forced. Some of the doors I've done open, as you can see here. Some of them I've done closed. Going round, you can see here I've done some work on the door. Put some wriggly tin on with a few rust streaks. Normal sort of terrain wise with some tufts. I've done the groundwork fairly plain, just for the sort of setting, for the dusty dry setting. But obviously the benefit with compounds of any buildings, they're probably the easiest to make. Arabic buildings, all right angles and squares and flat roofs, so they're really easy to do. Painted in, I think these are Dulux tester pots, just various colours, gently dry brushed up. Not a great deal to it, but it's turned out quite nice. Right, so that was the Afghan Terrain. As normal, any questions, how I've done it, what I've used, just shout up, drop a message on the video and I'll get back to you. I've left some links in the video description, the various manufacturers. As normal, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, give it a thumbs up and like it. If you're not already a subscriber, think about subscribing. You can do that from the main channel page, or you can click, there's a button that appears at the end of the video, bottom right hand corner. It's an Empress Modern 20mm British Infantryman. Click on that and you're subscribed. We're away, me and my better half are away to Lanzarote for a week in a few days. So I've planned a couple of videos that will turn up on each Monday. Probably going to be showcase videos. They're the easiest things to do at the moment with the house move being imminent. So basically that's where we are. Anything else, any questions at all, as I've said, just give a shout up. Okay, so thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next time.